Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I just got back from a day at the range. We did some work out there and then we did some shooting as well, of course. I'm a little bit tired, my hair's crazy, I've been wearing a hat all day, but I wanted to do a review on this GUAWIN laser bore sighter while my thoughts were still fresh in my head. I've used a couple of other different kinds of bore sighters in the past. I've used those ones that are like a shell that actually feeds into your rifle and then shoots a laser through the bore downrange. I've also used the ones that are kind of long and skinny. They stick into the barrel of your rifle, but I had not used one like this. This is actually a magnetic plate on the back, and this magnetic plate just attaches onto the end of your rifle, of your barrel. You stick it on there, and then there's this button on the bottom that activates the laser. It's a fairly powerful laser, sends it downrange for easy reticle alignment. Now, about the product just itself, it is very, very well built. You can tell that the quality of the manufacturing is definitely there. It feels durable. It feels like it can take a bit of a beating. It's made out of aluminum, and then it has this rubber coating, which I think both protects the laser from the occasional drop or bump, but it also makes it feel like it's a little more weatherproof, which was great because it started sprinkling on us while we were out there today, and the laser had no issues at all with any of that. I was using this today on my 45-70, my Henry all-weather, and with a caliber like that, there's obviously a lot of drop that happens over the trajectory of the bullet, and so at 100 yards with the rounds I was using, I should have been about 1.5 inches high. What I did instead of starting at 100 yards is I went ahead and I started at 25, went to 50, and I used this to get me right on the paper the very first shot, which was super helpful because when you have a new scope on a rifle, you haven't sighted in it at all, you're going to spend a few rounds just trying to get it onto the paper. And so I went ahead and started at 25. I probably could have started at 50 instead, but went 25, 50, and then 100. And it made for very, very easy sighting in. Using this to get on paper early on from that 25 to 50 yard range. If you're using an AR-15, you're probably going to want to sight in at 50 yards anyways. For those longer range guns, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But for my caliber that I was sighting in, my rifle that I was sighting in, and for maybe other similar rounds, I would start at 25 to 50 yards with this. And like I said, when I did that, this got me on paper right away. And from there, it was just easy dialing in, and within just a few rounds, my gun was properly sighted in. We went ahead and used this on my brother's gun as well. He's got a Bergara HMR, and once again got us on paper very quickly, and we started that at 100 yards. We went ahead, and obviously the 6.5 Creedmoor is a much more flat shooting round, and so we were able to get on paper with that using this bore sighter on his first shot, and he had just put that scope on his rifle as well. And so, like I said, this is a really handy tool. One thing that I will say about the laser is the price point. This accomplishes a pretty similar task to some of those other lasers that I've used. This is a more premium product, and that's not to say that it's a million times better than, or 10 times better than some of the other laser sighters out there. It certainly feels better built, and it did absolutely get us on paper right away, which is fantastic. I've had issues with some of my other laser sighters kind of flickering on and off, specifically those ones that actually feed into the chamber of your gun. I had no problems like that with this laser. That being said, over $100 for this, I think, is priced a bit high. I think if I were to go again, I would probably want to spend less on something like this. Now, they're competing with other laser systems that are similar that are sold for even more, but for a casual shooter, I don't know that you're going to want to spend that much on something like this. Personally, I would like to see something below $100 for sure. Now, you can get the red laser, and the red laser is like $40 cheaper. And with the reflective paper they send with the laser, I think you'd be able to see that red laser no problem. And so I would recommend getting that red laser, saving yourself the $40, and then you're in a much more reasonable price range for a well-built product like this that you can trust on the go. It also comes with a carrying case, which is really nice when you're not using it. You can pop the battery out, make sure there's no residual drain on the battery, and the case even has a spot for that. Fits nicely into the case. You can zip it up, throw it into your range bag, and you're ready to go for the next time. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about this, for sure, let me know. I think it's a good product. I think that it was absolutely helpful, especially when I'm sending 4570 down a range that right now costs like $2.50 a round plus. Super helpful getting right on paper the very first shot, and then staying on paper through those 25, 50, 100-yard ranges. Anyways, thanks a bunch for watching. I appreciate it. Very well made product. I can definitely recommend it. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. Thanks.